warm welcome to Disky Talk with Leon. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, you'll be thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I have a feature-focused episode on Percy of Ahly. So when you have a look at Ahly, then they do play with a 4-2-3-1. We do currently know that they are in the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. They did beat Esperance 3-0 away from home within the first leg. So I know stranger things have happened in football, but I do not foresee Ahly then losing at home by a huge deficit. So I do foresee Ahly then advancing to the CAF Champions League final yet again. And when you do have a look at this Ahly side, what you have seen from them with regards to their Champions League run is that they'd always start off slowly within the group stages, and they wouldn't be so convincing with regards to how they'd look to play and how they'd look to impose themselves. But because they've got then the experience and the quality within a couple of players, then they are always able then to advance then to the CAF Champions League final. However, the feature focus episode then is about Percy. So when you have a look at it then, with regards to Ahly, they do play a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes then what you would see is that shape, a 4-3-3, but mostly has been a 4-2-3-1. So when you have a look at Percy then, in the beginning of the season, he did play up top as a false nine, and I do think that he was struggling with regards to playing with his back to goal, as I think that he's a player who enjoys running with the ball at his feet a lot more and being able to drop into deeper pockets of space and wide pockets of space with regards to how then he's looking then to impose himself with regards to how then he looks to play. So what we did see then was a change from Marcel Koller. So he did then play Percy off the right-hand side as an inverted winger. And ever since then, we saw that positional change. We've seen Percy then performing very, very well. Currently, he does have 4 assists and 4 goals within 7 appearances within the CAF Champions League. So those are very good numbers because then he's got 8 goals and assists within 7 games. So every game, then he averages a goal or an assist. So when you have a look at Percy then he is left-footed, he is quick, and he's very skillful. And ever since we've seen this positional change, we've seen him then being able to play very, very well. So he does look to start within that right wide channel, and then he does look to cut in and drift in. What he's very good at then is also being able to go one-on-one with his man. So we did see him, for example, against Sundowns, where he was quite a threat, especially away from home, where they did play at Loftus, where then he did give Mutiba problems, and he scored that wonderful goal. So when you have a look at Percy then, what becomes interesting then is that this is a player then who has been linked to various teams. So there is an opportunity, according to reports, for him to move back to Europe. So Anderlecht are interested, Utrecht is also interested, and Burnley as well. However, let's have a look at Burnley and how would he fit in. So with Burnley, we do know that they did finish on 100 points within the championship under Vincent Kompany. So they will be contesting then within the English Premier League next season. Burnley then also do play a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes they play a 4-3-3. So if Percy were to go to Burnley, he'd probably most likely play off the right-hand side. There is the option of him playing as a false 9 as well, but I do think his best position is when he plays as an inverted winger. And then he could also then look to play as a 10, but when you have a look at him, then I think he is much better suited then starting within the wider regions and looking then to drift in, looking then to make runs when he is isolated, to use that qualitative superiority within the wide channel where he can take his man one-on-one. Another team he's been linked to then is Mamelodi Sundowns. So he's been linked to the return. However, when you have a look at this Mamelodi Sundowns side, they play then with a 4-4-2 diamond. So the shape changes. Where would he fit in becomes a question. So when you have a look at this Mamelodi Sundowns side, and you have in relation to Percy if he were then to sign for this Mamelodi Sundowns side, I do foresee him then playing as a forward. That is the only position I could see him. At a stretch, I would see him at the tip of the diamond with a free role and having all that freedom. But with regards to the shape that Mamelodi Sundowns play, this is the shape and this is what they look like. They play a very narrow and a very compact game. So Percy would be operating in more of the central channels as opposed to operating from the right wide channel. But overall then, when you do have a look at it then, Percy Tau then has a chance to lead this Al Ahly side to yet another CAF Champions League title. And it will be very interesting then, especially considering that if Mamelodi Sundowns do manage to go past Wydad, they will meet Al Ahly in the final. And I do say it then, with all respect, but considering that Al Ahly have been able then to score 3 away goals against Esperance, I don't foresee Esperance being able then to make a comeback and scoring 4 goals, or being able then to outscore Al Ahly and ensure then that they can advance to the final. So I do foresee Al Ahly then within the finals, and Percy Tau has been quite key. He's been their best player, very important with regards to their CAF Champions League run, and how then he's been able then to score those important goals, and how then he's been able to also assist those goals, and how then he's created big chances as well. However, it does remain to be seen then with regards to Percy Tau and with regards to the near future, what will happen to him, or will he be looking to extend, because there are reports that Al Ahly are very happy with these performances and they are also looking to extend his contract. However, at home, do let me know, what do you make of Al Ahly within the CAF Champions League? What do you make of Percy Tau's performances, which have led this Al Ahly side with regards to the CAF Champions League and them having 1 foot within the final already? And if he doesn't then sign a contract extension with Al Ahly and he does move on, where do you think he would be better suited? Where would you like to see him? Would you like to see him returning back to Europe, or maybe coming back then to Mamelodi Sundowns? So thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Disky Talk with Liolo. Signing out.